Welcome back. It's a down morning for the market, and another stock that is down actually is about 6.5–7% is Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. Now that has then added news trigger. The bank's MD and CEO Nitin Chugh has resigned with effect September 30. He has cited personal reasons for this resignation. The company just held a conference call a while back to try and explain the matter. Let's connect now with Samit Ghosh, founder, non-executive director and chairman of Ujjivan Financial Services. Mr. Ghosh, thank you very much for being with us. Now, sir, this resignation is coming at a time when, in any case, the bank is going through the second wave, fallout, dealing with the delinquencies and NPAs. And this is happening after, I think, a director of yours also resigned earlier in August. What assurance can you give to shareholders, and what is the continuity plan?
No, I mean, good morning. First of all, Nitin's resignation came a bit of a surprise to us also. We right now are going to put together, we've discussed with the Reserve Bank of India, a transition plan where we will put in a special officer duty and interim CEO once Nitin leaves, and decide on who's going to be the permanent CEO after that. We've also brought in for last few months, we've been working on strengthening the bank board, and we brought in 4 new directors at the same time, which coincidentally was announced yesterday. Both of them are to ensure that we have a stability on the board and also at the management level. I've been actually specially directed by our holding company board to join as a common director of the board to ensure that, the 3 areas actually. One is the managing this whole COVID crisis and the portfolio quality problem. Second is this people issues. We've been having attrition for quite some time, last few months of the leadership levels of the bank. So we have to make sure that we stem the tide and rebuild the team together. And finally, ensure that we have a smooth transition, in terms of management now that Nitin has left. Along with that, manage the reverse merger process smoothly. So that's my mandate, as a common director of the bank. And we are very happy that Mr. Prabhakar has joined us, who's the ex-CMD of Andhra Bank. And he is a very good leader. We plan to propose him as the next chairman of the bank.
Mr. Ghosh, good morning. I appreciate the steps that the company is taking, but one just wonders, why did you approach the RBI so fast? I mean, could you have not persuaded Nitin Chugh to stay back, considering that he has played such a pivotal role in the past and you have had so many resignations recently?
Well, Nitin made his own decision, to quit, and we have to respect that. And once that was, done and the bank board accepted it, we had to approach RBI and to find out how to manage the transition. That's all. I mean, the decision to resign is Nitin's personal, and we, want to honor that decision.
So, Mr. Ghosh, I mean, in the interim, the question is, we're already, pretty deep into the second quarter. At the end of the first quarter, your gross NPA levels were touching almost 10% because of the second wave. And then you had told us after that collections are improving. But now with so much of management flux, who's going to manage the matters in the interim? And can you assure investors there's going to be no impact on the running of the operations and the recovery you spoke of?
No, we are very confident that we have identified a very strong person who's been with Ujjivan since inception. And on 25th, and she's actually managed a lot of crises for Ujjivan in the past. And we have a board meeting on the 25th, and when we will take a decision as to who would be the person who would be the officer in special duty while Nitin is still with us till end of September, to manage the day-to-day portfolio quality problems. And I frankly did not, I was not involved. I've just now been inducted to the bank board. So I will also be looking at it very closely and also on the people issues.
Absolutely. So just to talk a little more about the people issues, was this something that the board was prepared for, the company was prepared for? Because in the conference call, you also said that the HR head will be leaving soon. What seems to be the core problem, and is it something that the company was prepared for?
I did not say the HR head would be leaving soon. What I said is we will be looking at why the attrition has taken place, at a high, high attrition at all levels of the bank. And then we will consider, the HR head and his performance. There's no decision as to whether he should leave or not leave, but we will evaluate his performance.
Finally, Mr. Ghosh, I mean, gut feel, you know how it is to run the bank and businesses. What is the reason for such high attrition? Is it just a matter of coincidence? And I'm referring to the director resignation that happened a couple of weeks back as well. Or is there something more to it in terms of management or the business challenges?
There is anything more to it in terms of management attrition, which has taken place. A lot of this takes place when there is change in management, of the bank or any institution. So that is there. In terms of the board level changes which have taken place, part of it is natural because a lot of our older people left, and some of the newer people who came in could not really adapt to the situation in Ujjivan, and they decided to leave. But now that, and we've been working for many months, actually the bank board, to strengthen the bank board, and that's why you see the induction of very strong set of 4 people coming into the bank board.
One final question. Why are you making a comeback? Is it only to handle these people issues and strengthen the board? I mean, what is in it for you in sort of the medium term?
Well, I'm the chairman of the holding company, and we've been very concerned about the portfolio quality problems for last 1 year. So, and also the people issues. And the third is managing the reverse merger smoothly. And those are the 3 areas for which our holding company board has specifically tasked me to join the bank board and work closely with the bank board, so that we work in a much more coordinated manner and we are much focused to these issues. And obviously now also manage the transition of the management with Nitin leaving and bringing in a new management team smoothly. So those are the areas which I will be focused on, and that is what our board expects of me.
Okay, all right, Mr. Ghosh, thanks very much. Well, I guess the market will eagerly await the next set of developments and the management transition. Thank you for joining in. That's Ujjivan. We need to take a very quick break on that note. On the other side, we will get you our special segment. It's the economy. With the Fed tilting towards a taper, Lata will tell us what this could mean for the bond markets. Julian Lafargue, the CFA Director, Chief Market Strategist at Barclays Private Bank, will join in.